All right, number 11, given the parabola with the equation y equals 1/8 x plus 3 squared plus 6, what is the vertex, focus, and directrix? All right, so a couple things here. Well, first thing is this is a y equals parabola, so I know it's going to open up or down. This is our 1 over 4c because that's positive. I know that this parabola opens up. And I can see that we shifted away from the origin. So x plus 3, tricky x, means we went to the left 3. And then that plus 6 on the end, up 6. So our new vertex is at -3, 6. Not our new vertex. The vertex of this is at -3, 6. Um, let's see. I like to sketch this out. So if we went to the left 3, actually, if we went to left 3 up 6, and then what do we say? This parabola is going to open up. That means I'm going to need a little more space above. So I'm going to make my x-axis just a little lower. All right, to the left 3, 1, 2, 3, up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's our vertex. All right, now the focus, because we said it's going to open up because of our positive 1 over 4c, the focus is going to be inside here. It's going to be straight above the vertex. But how many units? This is what the 1 over 8 is going to help us. We know that in our equation, that's 1 over 4c. So 1 over 4c has to equal 8. The numerators are equal, so then we look at the denominators. 4 times what number will equal that 8? And that's when we get that our c value is a 2, because 4 times 2 is 8. So from the vertex, I'm going to go up 2 units and plot the focus. So there's the focus, that ordered pair. We still went to the left 3 like the vertex. We went up 6, but then we went up 2 more, so 7, 8. So the focus is at -3, 8. The directrix is going to be, if the focus is 2 units above, the directrix is going to be 2 units below. And this directrix is going to be a horizontal line 2 units below the vertex. So this equation is crossing through the y-axis, so y equals 1, 2, 3, 4, y equals 4. So the directrix is the equation y equals 4. There's the vertex, focus, and directrix. All right, so number 12, identify the vertex, focus, and directrix. So same type of problem of the parabola with this equation. All right, so this equation is not in our parabola standard form. We are going to have to play around with this equation and get it into that parabola form. The way that we do this is we are going to complete the square. When we complete the square for a parabola, we want to look through the whole equation and we want to find the variable that's being squared. So in this case, y squared. So I want all the y's on one side of the equation and all the other terms on the other side of the equation. So I want the y squared. I want the 2y, so plus 2y after it. And because I know that I'm about to complete the square, I'm going to add in that blank space reminding me that I'm going to put a number there, equals. Now I want to get this 28x over here. I can do that by subtracting it, so it'll be a negative 28x. And this 169 I want over there, I can do that by subtracting it, so it'll be a negative 169. All right, so now to complete the square, what we do is we take our b value, we divide it by 2. So 2 divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then we square that. 1 squared is 1, and that's the number we're going to add into our equation. Now, because we just added a 1 on the left side, we have to add in a 1 on the right side. We keep our equation balanced. But the reason why we do all that is we just created something we can factor. What are factors of 1 that add up to 2? And you'd say, oh, 1 and 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is going to factor into an x. Oh, not an x. Just kidding, that's not the right variable. This is going to factor into a y plus 1 squared. All right, equals negative 28x, and then negative 169 plus 1 is negative 168. Okay, so to get this equation in standard form, we do now want to solve for the other variable. Here's the x. This is going to end up being an x equals equation or parabola. It's going to open left or right. All right, so to get this x alone, we'll start by adding 168 to both sides. That gives us y plus 1 squared plus 168, because it's not a like term without parentheses, equals negative 28x. All right, our last step to solve for x is divide by that negative 28. When we do that, we're going to divide each term. So that parenthesis gets divided by negative 28, and this 168 gets divided by negative 28. And now I'm going to erase this work below in blue if I can. That is in our way. There we go. Hopefully you guys already wrote it down. So what we have now is these negative 28's cancel, leaving me with x equals. So I'm just going to write the x equals first. X equals. This y plus 1 squared divided by negative 28. Think of there being like a 1 in front of that. And so we can just say, well, if I have a negative 1 over 28, I can multiply that by 1 plus 1 squared, and these say the same thing. So basically all I did was I remembered that I have a 1 there, and I looked at this 1 over negative 28, pulled the negative out front, 1 over 28 times that. So this and this are the same thing. And then we need 168 divided by negative 28. That's a negative 6. So minus 6. All right, here is our equation. It's an x equals, so we said it's going to open left or right, and this 1 over 4c is negative, so this parabola is going to open to the left. It opens left. Okay, well, let's sketch this out. It opens left, and then the vertex has moved away from the origin. So remember, if it's an x equals and we have a y in here, this is telling us how the y's are going to shift. This is when y gets to be tricky. So if it says y plus 1, that means that we went down 1. And then this is going to be our horizontal shifting of the x's out here. And now there's nothing tricky about the x. If it says minus 6, we're going to the left 6. So let's go ahead and go to the left 6 and down 1, and that's where our vertex will be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down 1. So the vertex is at the ordered pair, negative 6, negative 1. Okay, we did say that this parabola was going to open to the left. So the focus is going to be over here to the left of the vertex. I need to know how many units, and that's where that 1 over 4c comes in. We have this, here's our 1 over 4c. So 1 over 4c equals negative 1 over 28. So the numerators are equal to each other, so that means the denominators have to be the same. So 4 times what number will get us to that negative 28? And that's when we would say, oh, I bet our C value is a negative 7. Is 4 times negative 7 that negative 28? It is. So our C value is negative 27. If your C value is negative, that means you're going to go to the left or down. And we already said this parabola is opening to the left, so I'm going to go to the left 7 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh, we ran out of axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the focus is to the left 7 units. So what is that ordered pair? We went to the left 6, and then we went 7 more. So that put us at a negative 13, and then down 1, negative 1. So there's our focus. And then the directrix, remember this parabola is opening toward the focus like this. So the directrix is going to be somewhere over here. So the focus is 7 units to the left of the vertex. The directrix will be 7 units to the right. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just have to go 1 more for 7. And this directrix will be a vertical line. And that vertical line is at x equals positive 1. All right. Well, these are some long problems, huh? All right, number 13. Identify the focus, the vertex, focus, and directrix of this parabola with the equation. All right, so again, our parabola is not in standard form, so we're going to complete the square to fix that. If it's a parabola, only one of the variables will be squared. So we're going to look through our equation, find the squared variable. It's going to be that x right there. So when our x is being squared, we want to gather the x's on the same side. So x squared minus 8x plus something, because we know we're completing the square, equals, and all the other terms we want to get to the other side. So this minus 20y, we're going to get that over there by adding 20y to both sides. And this plus 76, we're going to get to the other side by subtracting 76 from both sides. Okay, so now we complete the square. We go to our b value. We're going to divide it by 2 and then square it. So negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4, and then when we square that, we get a positive 16. So we're adding in 16 to our equation on the left side, which means we have to add in 16 to our equation on the right side. Right, on the left, we just designed it so that this could factor. Factors of 16 that add up to negative 8, that's going to be a negative 4 and a negative 4. So x minus 4 squared equals 20y, and then negative 76 plus 16 is a negative 60. Okay, so the information we can gather so far about our parabola is it's an x squared parabola with a y equals. This is going to open up or down. We do want to get this y alone, so this 20 and this minus 60 have to go to the other side. We'll start by adding 60 to both sides. So we have x minus 4 squared plus 60 equals 20y. And then we're going to divide everything by 20. And again, this work I did is in my way. Let me erase this. Hopefully you guys already wrote it down. Okay, so 20 divided by 20 is 1, leaving us with that y equals. So I'm just going to write the y equals first, y equals. So here's one of those again where we have this x minus 4 squared divided by 20. So remember, we've got a 1 in front, and we can just pull that 20, 1 over 20 times x minus 4 squared. And then 20 divided by, or 60 divided by 20 gives us a plus 3. All right, so there is the equation of our parabola. It's a y equals, so it's going to open up or down. And this 1 over 4c is positive, so this is opening up. We have shifted away from the origin. Here we're shifting the x's, x minus 4. So tricky x means we're going to go to the right 4. And then this plus 3 on the end tells us to go up 3. All right, so quick sketch. We're going to go to the right 4, up 3 for the vertex. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We said this parabola was opening up because of that positive 1 over 4c. So 1 over 4c is equal to that 1 over 20. Our numerators are the same, so our denominators have to be the same. So 4 times what number gets us to 20? And our c value is 5. So from the vertex, the focus is going to be straight up from it because it's opening up. We're going to go up 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's where our focus will be. I guess we could start answering these questions. All right, the vertex was to the right 4, up 3. So 4, 3. Our focus, we went to the right 4, but we went up 3, and then we went up 5 more, giving us a total of 8. So that focus, we went to the right 4, up 8. And then the directrix is going to be below the vertex. It's going to be a horizontal line. And the focus is 5 units away from the vertex, so the directrix is 5 units in the other direction. So here we have 1, 2, 3, and then we have to go down 2 more to get 5 units away. It's going to be a horizontal line. So we're crossing through the y-axis at -2. That is your directrix. All right, last problem for this page. Identify the center and radius of a circle with this equation. All right, so again, it's not in standard form for an equation. We fix that by completing the square. When we are dealing with a circle, we have to complete the square for the x's and we have to complete the square for the y's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather everything that goes together. I want the x's together. So x squared minus 8x, and then plus some number that we're going to figure out to complete that square. Plus, now let's do the same thing with the y's. We have a y squared minus 4y plus some number that will complete the square for the y's. And then equals anything else goes to the other side of the equation, which is just this -5. To get this over here, we have to add 5 to both sides. All right, so let's complete the square. For the x's, we're going to take our b value, -8, we're going to divide it by 2, which is -4, and then square it, which is a 16. So we just added 16 to the left side of our equation. We got to add 16 to the right side. All right, now we're going to complete the square for the y's. This -4, our b value, we divide it by 2. -4 divided by 2 is -2. We square that, -2 squared is a +4. And we're going to add 4. Okay, so this is factorable. Factors of 16 that add up to -8 is a -4 and a -4, so x minus 4 squared, plus, now this is factorable, factors of 4 that add up to -4, y minus 2 squared equals, and then we're going to add these together, 5 plus 16 plus 4 gets us 25. All right, so now the center of this circle, it's not at the center, it's not at the origin. Tricky x, x minus 4 means we went to the right 4. Y minus 2, tricky y, we went up 2. So the center, if we go to the right 4 and up 2, is at 4, 2. And then the radius, Remember, in the equation, that is the radius squared. So if the radius squared is 25, that makes our radius 5.